We're at the Oregon Middle School, still under construction. What are you hoping for as a completion date for the middle school?
Well, the main entrance area, we had that completed in December of 2015, so we've been using our safe and secure entrance since then. Then on our far west side, in our STEAM area, that should be completed on or about April 1st. So we're planning on using it yet this school year, and if they're able to get it completed earlier, we may be in prior to April 1st. And then the last project will be over on our left from the main entrance, and that's the new cafeteria. Our cafeteria has been really small for our 7th and 8th grade students, and we're going to do a major remodeling of the cafeteria during the summer of 2017. And everything will be completed by September 1st, 2017, just in time for school.
That's great. Let's get inside and take a look.
Fantastic. You can just sense the change.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be incredibly open all the way along on the second level, and now we've closed that in for fire safety reasons as well, but we've turned the library into a learning environment.
Is it larger than it was before?
No, it's actually just a touch smaller.
It is.
And
Looks bigger.
A touch smaller because we've moved that wall probably 6-7 feet so we could accommodate the stairwell, the wider stairwell, and then we closed off the back side of the library, and we have some instructional space on the other side. But the key part is, even though it's a little smaller space, it's now functional space. It always served us great as a library, but it wasn't, we had challenges when we brought classrooms into the library because it was just too open and too noisy.
Across the hall there?
Across the hall, that's some of our collaborative space in our 8th grade classrooms.
Now, that is new?
That's new. We would call this a team area. So there's team classrooms, and we opened up, over here to our right was a large locker bank, and we opened this space up and redesigned it with furniture, which is probably the lowest cost reconstruction that we can do. And it's space for students to learn, work in small groups, large groups, really flexible learning spaces, but we're getting much more utilization out of the square footage than we did in the past.
So the classrooms are on the perimeter.
Correct.
And when they choose to come out and work, you know, a team from that class, that room, they come out, and this is the bigger space where they can do it in.
This is the larger working space. And
very nice.
then it's furniture that's designed for young people. Yeah. The Findorf superintendent, he was talking to our principal, Shannon Anderson, and we were talking about some seating here. So he built a form, and every time there was additional concrete, he poured it into the form.
That is great. Innovative,
just
aggressive, just a creative way to create another new space off the cuff, really.
Yeah, and it's just simple concrete, nothing fancy.
And it's ready to go. Love it. Great, so here we are atop on the hill looking down, or nearly down on the Oregon Middle School, and we're looking at solar panels. How are we going to utilize them?
Well, the solar panels have two purposes. Purpose number one, we had some solar panels, a smaller set of arrays that were set up for educational reasons, and students could identify in their science classes and in our technology education classes the kilowatts that we would generate with the panels. Now we have a large array on top of a mechanical system, and that's going to save us some energy costs throughout our use at the middle school. It won't pay 100% of the energy costs, but it will help defray the energy costs, and ideally we may be able to cover the new additional space that we're put on at the middle school. We are in the main hallway of the STEAM section. So right behind us are science classrooms, then on our left are technology education classrooms, and then on the north end of this hallway are our 3 music classrooms.
Now remind us, STEAM is an acronym for?
Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Great.
So it's a combination, it's an interdisciplinary approach to teaching.
Fantastic. So let's go down and look at some of the rooms. And when are we anticipating the completion of this?
We're anticipating completion and being in, actually starting school this January, January 2017.
Great. And as everything's been running on schedule, that'll probably happen.
Everything is on schedule, on budget, and I just talked to the project superintendent, and he said we are doing well, so we should be able to hit that date.
Great. And it was important we got under roof on all the projects because of the rain and winter coming.
Yeah, that's really the key. Once the contractors are able to have the building watertight, so to speak, then it doesn't matter what's going on outside. They can finish all the work inside the building and keep us on schedule.
Great. Let's continue on and see what else we have to show off here in the new addition to the middle school.
I'm going to ask you a question.
All right.
When you look at the windows, what connection do you see between the windows and music?
Music notes.
Music notes. Excellent.
Very nice.
That
Thank
pop
you.
quiz you did an excellent
Call
job
my mother,
on.
tell her I made it. Yeah, I love that. Whose idea was that?
That was a combination of our staff and the architects coming together. So again, an example of how our design team, that wasn't something that was initially designed, but when our design team met with the architects and they kicked ideas back and forth, we had some synergy and decided to
That's a great
create a set
addition.
of notes in all 3 classrooms. And this will be our chorus classroom.
The course
Yes,
for 7th and 8th.
for 7th and 8th grade. And right now, we don't have a classroom dedicated for chorus. We only have 2 music rooms in the middle school, and they're located on the north side of the cafeteria. And the north side of the cafeteria needs to be expanded, so we're going to demolish the orchestra and the band classrooms to turn them into cafeteria
Space, and then these will be now the permanent home of all the music.
Correct.
Okay. And the other ones are down the hall here?
Yeah, just to our left.
Great.
And then practice rooms are on our left as well. You can see the music notes windows again in our orchestra room.
This is great.
And acoustically, when we look up at the ceiling, the term for those acoustical panels are clouds. They're called acoustical clouds, and they are engineered in such a way that's going to provide the best reverberation and sound, since we are in a music classroom.
Great. It'll be great to come back once it's all completed and actually hear the students singing and playing music and so forth. To hear even my voice sounds better in here. I'd like to move this room to
I don't
my
think it
home.
makes us any younger, but
No, but the voice sounds great. This is again a great room, and I love the windows.
yeah, the windows are really a featured element. And as we look through the windows, we're looking west. So we will get some natural sunlight in the afternoon. Not a lot of natural sunlight except for the hallway in the morning, but in the afternoon there will be natural light, and we know the importance of natural light to making a great learning environment.
It does. It does. And this has more of the notes.
Yes. This is our band room, and the one feature element in the band room that's different than the orchestra and the choir room is we have the note windows on the north side as well. So this has significantly more natural light, and we'll also have some movable shades in case there's too much light. But we didn't want to lose that opportunity, and our staff and design team thought it would be really important to bring in as much natural light as possible.
Great. So the shades will go over and be controlled.
Mechanically controlled. So, but we're facing north, so we really shouldn't get, bright light from the north. We'll just get that natural light spilling into the band room. And again, we have the clouds. The acoustical clouds on the ceiling, so that it provides the best noise reduction and true musical notes in a classroom.
Great. Love the rooms. What are we going to look at now?
We can head back to the hallway.
This.
This is one of 2 technology education classes, and that's in STEAM, the T for technology. You see over on that west wall is a large rolling gate. We would call this the dirty classroom, where students are going to be using projects. That's a ventilation system for removing dust because they'll actually be working on projects and building projects right in this classroom.
And then they can wheel them out and paint them or
correct.
do whatever they're going to do.
They have great access to the
And
outside.
I see they have some pipes coming down around those windows. They're probably some sort of a
Yeah, dust ventilation.
Wow. Everything was really thought out.
Yes, we have an experienced technology education teacher at the middle school, and Dan Howard has been working in the district for a number of years, so he knew exactly what he was looking for in terms of the state-of-the-art tech lab.
It's really going to be great.
We're standing in the center of two of our 8th grade science classrooms, and our 8th grade and 7th grade science teachers were really at the forefront with the STEAM initiative. For years they've incorporated STEAM elements into their curriculum, but now providing them with this great classroom space is only going to enhance that opportunity for them. And one of our science teachers is an Oregon graduate, Nate Marr.
Nate Marr.
Yes.
That is great. This looks like it's going to be a fantastic place to learn right in this room.
In our second science classroom, adjacent to that is our exterior greenhouse. So that was a real key feature of the curriculum for 8th grade science. And as we look up in this particular classroom, you'll notice this is the finished look. So it's an exposed, it's designed to be a working lab and to look like a working lab. So we'll have electrical connections coming down in the center here, and it's almost a bit of a maker space from STEM background and experience, and we are really looking forward to these two learning labs. The one thing we changed in the greenhouse is we made it approximately 6 feet wider, so that as a
6 feet wider?
6 feet wider. So as a teacher walks into the greenhouse, we will have it set up in rows, and they'll be able to see students working and manage the classroom, so to speak, and see everything right in front of them. That was a bit of a design flaw that we initially had, and as we sat down with our design team members and laid out all of the space allocations within the greenhouse, we noticed we had to make it just a little wider. And since we were in budget, we were able to do that.
Right. Besides utilizing it for the science classes, you're going to utilize the food that you grow here, is that correct?
Yes. Actually, students for the last several years have been growing food in our hoop house and a small garden next to our hoop house. And that food has actually made it into our food service program. And it's a strong connection for young people to see how food is grown, how it's processed, and then how it becomes part of a meal.
And this will be up and ready when?
This will be ready on January 1st. So when we return from winter break, all of our students will have the opportunity to use the new STEAM edition, and it will be just a couple of short months because one of the major curriculum projects at the middle school is to grow prairie plants for Lerner Park. So in 2016, the prairie plants for Lerner Park will either be grown in the greenhouse or in the hoop house. I'm not sure which one they're going to use, but either one serves a similar purpose. So we're excited about that, and students will, in years past, we're growing those seeds in the science classroom, and now we should be able to grow them much better in the greenhouse.
And it's great that it really is attached to the school because the school takes place a lot of times in the winter months. And
yes.
We can grow now things that we normally couldn't right in here.
And there's a considerable amount of watering that goes on with these young prairie plants that will eventually become part of Lerner Park.
Dr. Bussler, this has been a great joy to come and see the progress happening so beautifully. It's really going to be a great advantage for our students and the community to have this here. You want to keep people connected. What ways can they connect and see what's going on in terms of progress of the building and the completion?
Well, there's a variety of ways. First, we are posting information on a weekly basis on our website. It's called Watch Us Build, underneath Referendum 2014, so you can see photographs and sometimes short little videos on the construction project. You can also check us out on our Facebook page. And of course, if a community member is interested in a tour, Once we get through the referendum on November 8th, I will have a little more time, but I would be happy to give a community member a tour at night or on a weekends at a time that's good for them. The good news is you get to wear a pair of glasses, a yellow jacket,
fun stuff.
and a helmet. But if you're okay with that, I would be happy to give any community members a tour. And then we're really looking forward to September of 2017 when we have our grand opening. And we'll have students here being tour guides, and we'll invite the community to come out and see our finished product. But if you'd like to see it in construction phase, we can make that happen as well. We just can't have you on site without a school district representative.
Understood. We appreciate your time, and why don't we go get something to eat?
Sure, but once again, I want to thank WOW, because we are very appreciative of your willingness to film sort of segment 2 of our construction project, and it gives people an opportunity to stay at home and see the construction that's going on. And our working relationship with WOW has been terrific, and we appreciate you dedicating the resources to making this available to the greater Oregon community.
Well, thank you very much. We love to do it, and we can't wait to see the third part of the grand opening.
Terrific. Am I buying lunch, or are you?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
Because of all the talking, my appetite is huge right now. And I left my wallet at home.